That's all you need. All you need to be successful, not just in film, in life. All you need to do is hold on.
Welcome to the Pantheon Parenthetical. My name is Lance Ash. This episode begins my recollections of third grade. And as that particular year was extremely busy in terms of my emotional turmoil and development as a person, I have no idea how many episodes it's going to take to get through it. So I want to begin with an overview to set the tone for everything. I don't think we're going to be able to go through this thing chronologically. We have to jump around a good bit and I'll have to explain things as I go. I began third grade in the fall of 1977 and finished it up in the spring of 78. It was my last year at public school. The following year, for various reasons, I started going to a private Christian school. Very different experience. 1977, as you all know, was dominated culturally by the movie Star Wars, or A New Hope, as it's referred to now. One of the distinguishing characteristics of that film was repeat viewings. I remember, I was only 7 years old, but I remember news stories about what a phenomenon it was for people to go see it many times. I remember in particular a news story where there was a group of people standing on a flight of stairs, and in turn, as they went up or down the stairs, they would say, "I've seen it 8 times, I've seen it 15 times, I've seen it 36 times. I had not seen it once." Every kid at my school, every teacher, everyone had seen it, but I had not. For some reason, and I have never gotten clarity on this issue, my parents had no interest in seeing it, no interest in taking me to see it. It literally drove me crazy. Evidence of that is that, well, for several other reasons, including the influence of the child psychiatrist that I had started to go see, I was given some measure of latitude or indulgence, even as I was being constricted in other areas. And this manifested itself in art class, where I was given free rein to indulge, or to supposedly, I had conned everybody into believing that I was going to put on a theatrical version of Star Wars, a stage version. And I had been given the freedom to work on this supposed project in art class, to the point that the other students would be given an assignment and I would do just whatever. And I remember in particular getting a group of boys to help me color a huge piece of corrugated cardboard brown, because this was going to be the undercarriage of Luke's speeder. It was a crazy year, as I say. Now, I'm going to skip forward and give you the punchline to the Star Wars story. Okay. I finally saw Star Wars, the first one, after it had been out so long that it had worked its way down to the drive-in theater. My parents took my sister and me to see it. They all fell asleep because they had no interest in it. Now, a couple of years later, the big movie was Raiders of the Lost Ark. And again, we did not go see it. We did not go see it. We did not go see it. Until finally, I have a cousin who's 9 years older than I am. He told my father, "Oh, it's great, you ought to go see it." So, upon his recommendation, we went to see it. Now, we're walking out of the theater, and I'm like, "Oh, that was great. That was fantastic. That was the best thing I've ever seen." And my father replied, "Yeah, it was pretty good, but it'll never be as good as Star Wars." So, this is my prefatory episode to all the other nightmarish events of my third grade year. And I think that brings us to the end of the episode. So, thank you very much for listening.